There is no God but He, the living, the self-subsisting, eternal. No slumber can seize Him, nor sleep. His are all things in the heavens and on earth. Who is there can intercede in His presence except as He permitteth? He knoweth what appeareth to His creatures as before or after or behind them. Nor shall they comprehend any of His knowledge except as He willeth. His throne doth extend over the heavens and the earth, and He feeleth no fatigue in guarding and preserving them, for He is the Most High, the Supreme. It is God who created the heavens and the earth, and everything in between in 6 days, then sat firmly on the throne. He it is who created for you all that is in the earth, and He directed Himself to the heaven, so He made them complete 7 heavens, and He knows all things. Yet they ask thee to hasten on the punishment, but God will not fail in His promise. Verily, a day in the sight of thy Lord is like 1,000 years of your reckoning. He rules all affairs from the heavens to the earth. In the end will all affairs go up to Him on a day, the space whereof will be as 1,000 years of your reckoning. The angels and the Spirit ascend unto Him in a day, the measure whereof is as 50,000 years. It is believed that when God says the word days in the Quran, He means periods, because the Arabic word for days, which is yam, can be translated into the word periods as well as the word days. This inconsistency is a clue or hint that a day is not 1,000 years or 50,000 years, but is undefined, encouraging us to discover in due time its real length, which I have done. It is actually 1 billion years. Are Surah 32:4 and Surah 2:29 describing the creation of option 1, 7 spiritual heavens, or 7 earths in one universe? Option 2, 7 universes, or 7 space-time regions in one universe? Option 3, 1 universe, the Big Bang. Option 4, something else, unlocking a 5,000-year-old mystery. We can take a journey through space and time and explore which of these options can be rejected to reveal the only remaining plausible explanation. Looking through this new lens or framework, everything will fall into place, unlocking a 5,000-year-old mystery. It will be like discovering the last remaining pieces of a vast, complex jigsaw. God is He who created 7 heavens, and of the earth the like of them. The decree continues to descend among them, that you may know that God has power over all things, and that God indeed encompasses all things in His knowledge. Surah 65:12 clarifies what Surah 32:4 and Surah 229 are describing: the creation of the 7 major planets and Earth, because it clearly says the like of them, or of the same substance, that the Earth is made of rocks, dust, and ice, not spiritual heavens. Some scholars suggest it could mean 7 Earths in the universe. I strongly disagree with that, because if we look into the night sky, we see billions of points of light, each a massive galaxy consisting of billions of planets. There is a big difference between a singular spiritual heaven and plural heavens, the 8 major planets. This enables us to reject both parts of option 1. Surah 65:12 clearly explains that the 7 heavens are objects similar to Earth, not spiritual heavens. And there are literally millions of Earths in the universe, not limited to 7. Logically, theologically, and scientifically, there is no reason or evidence to suggest there are specifically 7 universes or 7 space-time regions in one universe. Why not 9 universes or 3 universes? Or, if we go to the extreme, an infinite number of universes, the multiverse. Part of the suggestion for a multiverse is quantum mechanics and the principles of superposition, quantum entanglement, and all possibilities existing at the same time. Simply put, all possibilities, all permutations exist everywhere. In the past, it was assumed that all permutations played out in parallel universes, the multiverse. But the current evolving theory, as proposed by Professor Penrose, is that as soon as a decision is taken, the collapse of the wave function, all other permutations, timelines, are pruned or deleted by backward time propagation, leaving only one timeline, one universe, rejecting the idea of a multiverse. Surah 65:12, combined with the current evolving theory, which suggests only one universe, one timeline, as proposed by Professor Penrose, and logic and reason enables us to reject both parts of option 2. In the past, the universe was estimated to be 13.7 billion years old. Now, with data from the new James Webb Space Telescope, scientists are estimating it could be 26 billion years old, or even older. The calculations are based on cosmic microwave background radiation and the redshift of light, which can be attributed to an expanding universe, or tired light, or gravitational drag, or a combination of these phenomena. God would mostly reveal things which we could eventually verify by observation and measurement in our local neighborhood, and thereby glorify his name. For example, the moon as a light, and the sun as a lamp, and many others. See ye not how God has created the 7 heavens, one above another, and made the moon a light in their midst, and made the sun as a glorious lamp. Depending on the position and rotation of the earth, each of the planets or heavens are always one above another, as per Surah 71:15, and within the context of Surah 71:16, which is our solar system. Let me be absolutely clear. Of course, God created the universe and constantly maintains it, just as a CPU in a computer maintains a virtual reality. But it would be unreasonable to describe the creation of the universe, since it may never be possible to determine its age or its size or how it was created. This enables us to reject option 3, leaving option 4 as the only plausible explanation of what God is describing in the Quran. On one arm of our spiral Milky Way galaxy, consisting of several 100 billion stars, a vast cloud of interstellar dust, gases and ice came together under the influence of gravity as commanded by God in Surah 41:11. Moreover, he comprehended in his design the sky, and it had been as smoke. He said to it and to the earth, Come ye together, willingly or unwillingly. They said, We do come together in willing obedience. We can observe many such clouds throughout our galaxy and the universe. These are possibly the remnants of previous supernova explosions, which were necessary to create the heavier elements from hydrogen. This started on a microscopic level and then continued onto a larger and larger scale until one giant mass formed, containing most of the material for the future sun and planets. Do the disbelievers not realize that the heavens and the earth were once one mass? Then we split them apart, and we created from water every living thing, will they not then believe? Once a critical mass or threshold had been reached, a thermonuclear fusion reaction ignited, creating a massive shockwave explosion, shedding the surface layer of material outward, which later coalesced into planets, leaving behind our glorious shining sun. I have combined an adjusted astrophysics model, or the scientific explanation of how our solar system formed, with the Quranic description. Some scholars suggest Surah 2130 is describing the Big Bang, which is understandable, but if we place it in the context of all the other surahs, which are describing the creation of our solar system, as I have demonstrated, and also taking into consideration the second part of Surah 2130 about creating life from water, then I think we can safely say it is talking about our solar system and not the Big Bang. How old is our solar system? We can use radiometric dating, the same technology used to make nuclear bombs, to work out the age of the oldest rocks on Earth. Early Earth was made of molten lava, which cooled, trapping zircon crystals, which themselves trapped radioactive uranium-235. The half-life of uranium-235 as it decays changes into lead-207 is 704 million years. Looking at the proportion of uranium-235 and lead-207 in any rock allows us to determine its age from when it was last molten. Rocks can remelt, in which case they would be younger, but the oldest rocks are about 4.5 billion years. During crystallization, zircon strongly rejects lead atoms, and zircon crystals are very chemically inert, so we can assume all the lead atoms in a sample are the result of uranium decay, which enables us to accurately establish their age. Official planets are Earth plus 7 others. According to the International Astronomical Union, there are 8 planets, Earth plus 7 others: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. According to the IAU, definition of a planet is a celestial body that 1. Is in orbit around the Sun, 2. Due to its own gravity is nearly round in shape, 3. Has cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. Pluto is no longer considered a planet. The definition of a heaven can be considered anything above us in the night sky, and depending on the position and rotation of the Earth, each of the planets or heavens repeatedly pass above us at some point in time. And certainly we made above you 7 heavens, and never are we heedless of creation. The Earth is not 6,000 years old, as many Christians believe, or even 6 million years, but much, much older. As I've demonstrated, using radiometric dating techniques indicate an age of about 4.5 billion years. For example, just the White Cliffs of Dover in England are about 100 million years old. They are the remains of tiny sea creatures. Our solar system is almost exactly 6 billion years old from the time of a cloud of interstellar dust, gases and ice to current day. All the great philosophers, theologians, religious leaders, scientists over 5,000 years have made one big mistake. They assumed that the creation story in the Holy Scriptures was describing the creation of the universe. I have now corrected that massive blunder, and I've clearly demonstrated that the creation story is actually referring to the creation of our solar system in 6 days, or 6 time periods, or 6 billion years. So he completed them as 7 firmaments in 2 days, and he assigned to each heaven its duty and command, and we adorned the lower heaven with lights, and provided it with guard. Such is the decree of him, the exalted in might, full of knowledge. It is widely accepted in the scientific community that without the gas giants, Jupiter and Saturn, acting as guards by sucking up millions of asteroids and other space debris, using their massive gravitational fields, it would have been difficult or impossible for complex life to survive on planet Earth. He set on the earth mountains standing firm high above it, and bestowed blessings on the earth, and measured therein all things to give them nourishment in due proportion in 4 days, in accordance with the needs of those who seek sustenance. Of course, God created the universe, but why would God try to explain the universe to people long ago who would have found it impossible to comprehend or understand the magnitude of the huge timescales and the vastness of space? Even now, there is much debate about the age or the nature of the universe. Of course, the predominant theory is the Big Bang, but it is far from fact. I think we can call this an open and shut case, because I don't foresee any other possible logical or rational interpretation. As I've demonstrated, everything fits together perfectly. And God has created every animal from water. Of them there are some that creep on their bellies, some that walk on 2 legs, and some that walk on 4. God creates what he wills, for verily God has power over all things. Seeing that it is He that has created you in diverse stages, and God has produced you from the earth, growing gradually, and in the end He will return you into the earth and raise you forth again at the resurrection. Relate in the book the story of Mary when she withdrew from her family to a place in the east. She placed a screen to screen herself from them. Then we sent her our angel, and he appeared before her as a man in all respects. She said, I seek refuge from thee to God most gracious. Come not near if thou dost fear God. He said, Nay, I am only a messenger from thy Lord, to announce to thee the gift of a holy Son. She said, How shall I have a son, seeing that no man has touched me, and I am not unchaste? He said, So it will be, thy Lord saith, that is easy for me, and we wish to appoint him as a sign unto men, and a mercy from us. It is a matter so decreed. So she conceived him, and she retired with him to a remote place, and the pains of childbirth drove her to the trunk of a palm tree. She cried in her anguish, Ah, would that I had died before this, would that I had been a thing forgotten and out of sight. But a voice cried to her from beneath the palm tree, Grieve not, for thy Lord hath provided a rivulet beneath thee, and shake towards thyself the trunk of the palm tree. It will let fall fresh ripe dates upon thee. So eat and drink, and cool thine eye. And if thou dost see any man say, I have vowed a fast to God most gracious, and this day will I enter into, not talk with any human being. At length she brought the babe to her people, carrying him in her arms. They said, O Mary, truly an amazing thing hast thou brought. O sister of Aaron, thy father was not a man of evil, nor thy mother a woman unchaste. But she pointed to the babe. They said, How can we talk to one who is a child in the cradle? He said, I am indeed a servant of God. He hath given me revelation and made me a prophet. And he hath made me blessed wheresoever I be, and have enjoined on me prayer and charity as long as I live. He hath made me kind to my mother, and not overbearing or miserable. So peace is on me the day I was born, the day that I die, and the day that I shall be raised up to life again. Such was Jesus, the Son of Mary. It is a statement of truth about which they vainly dispute. It is not befitting to the majesty of God that he should beget a son. Glory be to him. When he determines a matter, he only says to it, Be, and it is. Verily, God is my Lord, and your Lord. Him therefore serve thee. This is a way that is straight. O people of the book, commit no excesses in your religion, nor say of God aught but the truth. Christ Jesus, the Son of Mary, was no more than a messenger of God, and his word which he bestowed on Mary, and a spirit proceeding from him. So believe in God and his messengers. Say not, Trinity, desist, it will be better for you. For God is one God. Glory be to him. Far exalted is he, above having a son. To him belong all things in the heavens and on earth, and enough is God as a disposer of affairs. They do blaspheme who say God is one of three in a Trinity, for there is no God except one God. If they desist not from their word of blasphemy, verily a grievous penalty will befall the blasphemers among them. And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent.